Spring is a good time to organize your finances, clean up debt and credit issues, consolidate old accounts, and develop good habits to work toward your goals. I'm Mark Pruitt with Strategic Estate Planning Services. Do you have a space in your house in constant need of organizing? You know, the one that the space where clutter seems to accumulate and visitors are never ever allowed to see? We often want to tidy up this area of our lives, but we keep putting it off. However, simply knowing there's an undone task takes up precious real estate in our brains, a phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik effect. Most of us have probably experienced the Zeigarnik effect, and when you start working on a task but quit before it's done and then find yourself thinking about it even after you've turned to other projects, it's as if checking off a task from your list closes it in your brain. And if the task stays open, it lingers until it's addressed. It's time to check off undone tasks, and spring cleaning doesn't just have to be about organizing your physical space. We recommend spending time tackling those undone tasks in your financial space as well. And doing so can help you close those tasks in your brains and leave space to think about other things. A place for everything and everything in its place, as Benjamin Franklin has stated. Before we go into it further, don't forget to click the subscribe button below to see more videos like this. Now, here are some tasks that you could add to your financial cleanup list. Addressing your spending. Many folks are spending too much or spending on unnecessary items. And to help you determine what's necessary and what's not, review your past 12 months of expenses. Are you still being billed for subscriptions or memberships you no longer use? Are you paying more than you thought for recurring expenses, like insurance or utilities? This is a good time to look at these and with your financial advisor to eliminate items you no longer need. Also, check your credit score. I recommend checking your credit score at least twice a year to see where you stand and to make sure that there's no incorrect information or fraudulent activity. You're entitled to a free annual credit report from each of the 3 major crediting reporting agencies like TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. You can request all 3 reports via the government authorized website, which is www.annualcreditreport.com. And speaking of credit, did you know that canceling credit cards may negatively impact your credit score? It may be better to put them in a drawer and stop using them. Another strategy is to put a small recurring expense on auto pay on cards and then pay off the balance each month. This keeps the card active and it contributes positive information to the credit agencies each month. It also keeps additional charges from hitting a card on which you're paying off the balance. Now, track down your employer retirement plans. On average, American workers change jobs every 3.5 years and hold 12 jobs over a 40-year career. Even if you participated in the company retirement plan at only half of those jobs, you could have quite a trail of 401ks, 403bs, or thrift savings plans left behind in those places. In fact, it's estimated that there's 1.65 trillion currently sitting in forgotten 401k account. Now's a good time to clean that up, and you may be able to roll assets from your former employees' plans into your current plan, or you could roll them into an IRA. If you have multiple IRAs, you could roll them into one to make it easier to track performance, managing fees, and taking required minimum distributions during retirement. You may also want to have a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA to diversify your tax liability when you start taking withdrawals later. Modernize your filing is another one. If you're holding on to paper documents, now's a good time to digitize your files. Sign up for paperless documentation on all accounts and opt in to receive statements and policy and documents and other important information electronically. Shred outdated receipts and other documents you no longer need. The IRS recommends keeping tax returns and related documents for 4 years after the date of filing. Consider setting up also a cloud drive like Google Drive or Dropbox to organize and save important electronic documents. Now, there are two good reasons to organize your documents in the cloud. Number one, your files remain safe even if disaster strikes your home, and you don't have to transfer files every time you buy a new computer. Also, do an insurance inventory. A good spring cleaning should also include an insurance checkup to make sure that you have the appropriate amount of insurance coverage for your home, your vehicles, and other property. It's also a good time to create an inventory of your belongings. You can do this by taking videos or photographs of the items you own. Upload documentation and receipts for your items to your cloud files. This will make it much easier to replace items in case of a disaster. Also, review your policies. When was the last time that you reviewed your policies to make sure your money will be easily transferred where you want it to go? Check the beneficiary designations on your will, on your life insurance policies, your annuities, your checking, savings accounts, and other investments to make sure that they are aligned with your wishes. You will also want to double check that your beneficiary's information is up to date and accurate. Other legal documents to complete during your spring cleaning include advanced medical directives, details treatment preferences, and appoints a person to make decisions about your medical care if you are unable to do so. Also, a living will details what you want to happen if you're alive but incapacitated. Also, financial power of attorney assigns personal legal authority to act on your behalf for financial issues. Now, we'll admit financial spring cleaning can take some time. It's a good idea to make a list of tasks and tackle them one by one. It's also important to recognize that you don't have to do all your financial spring cleaning alone. It's good to work with an experienced financial advisor as well as tax and legal professionals who can help you update beneficiaries, understand what documents to keep, consolidate accounts, or simply think of things you may not have considered. Now, if you'd like to schedule a time to sit down with one of our advisors to discuss your financial situation, please feel free to call our office at 1-800-381-8870 or visit our website at www.strategicestateplanning.com. I'm Mark Pruitt, and when it comes to your money, it pays to be strategic.